We're JJ Fat and we're here to rock. Rhymes like ours could never be stopped. See, it's three of us and I know we're fresh. Party rockers, non-stoppers, and our names are deaf.
Welcome back, Fair Grove. This week's theme is hip hop.
So let's go check out this week's broadcast.
Hey Fairgrove Falcons, this week I'll be interviewing your cities, so dance on over and call it in career ready to find out more.
Do you know who the Fresh Prince is? If you do or don't, come check out a book all about it.
Hey there, Falcons. Today, I'm going to be telling your Doppler radar information along with your weather forecast.
What's up, Falcons? We have an awesome new part in our show, so tune into our show, Sports News, to find out more.
Has your headphone wire ever got tangled up? Well, we have the solution for you.
Did you see all the awesome costumes on Monday? If you didn't, stick to the end to see them.
This week's theme is hip hop, and we want to know who is your favorite hip hop artist.
I'm your host, Amber Rambola.
And I'm your co-host, Samantha Rodriguez. This week's word of the day is fresh.
According to Webster's dictionary, fresh means not old but clean and pure.
The four elements of hip-hop are breakdancing,
MCing,
graffiti,
and DJing. However, graffiti doesn't mean vandalism. It means street art and can sometimes send meaningful messages.
Here's a short video that shows the meaning of hip-hop and the history behind it.
But right now, all around us, and so compelling you never miss the fact there's no melody, is a music that is all beat, strong beat, and talk. It's rap music, and it sounds like this.
Once upon a time not long ago, everybody had on their radio. And then the fella came on with a groovy noise to put the wiggle in the women and girls and boys. The word got around about...
That's the Sugar Hill Gang, whose records have sold millions of copies. The audience for rap music is really growing, and its use has broadened beyond mere entertainment. Here with a report on this new phenomenon is Steve Fox. Steve?
Hugh, even though rap music has been discovered by everybody from advertisers to educators to politicians, many people know it because of one of the year's best-selling records. Blondie's Rapture was a hit around the nation, telling a story with music and rhymes in syncopation.
Is like it removes the middleman, because it could be anybody doing it, and it's like direct communication, and that's what like music is. Music is essentially a beat.
Rap is personal poetry. It's sexy, energetic music. Music from the streets, heard on the streets, with the advent of portable record and tape players. Rap music began in Harlem and the South Bronx on playgrounds like this one, where people would gather to spin records and then recite their own lyrics, their raps, over the instrumental sections. Now, one of those rappers is 22-year-old Curtis Blow.
Yeah, come on now. Brakes on the bus, brakes on the car.
The Breaks was Curtis Blow's biggest hit, selling 680,000 copies last year and hitting the top of the rhythm and blues sales charts.
Break it up, break it up, break it up.
Curtis Blow learned how to rap on the streets. He learned how to construct his raps and how to control his crowds as a college student.
Come on, you know the song.
I learned it in speech. The greatest orators of all time use crowd response.
Somebody scream! Break down!
Rising young rappers like Curtis Blow may be the newest stars of pop music, but the origins of rap date back hundreds of years.
Break it up, break it up, break down!
Went out on the front porch walking around.
Stories in rhyme have traditionally been common among the black poor in the Deep South.
Face, on his head, next thing he want to do, slip in my bed.
In the interaction between black preacher and congregation lies the roots of the call and response form of most rap songs. The scat singing of the jazz greats comes from the same tradition, as does the verbal virtuosity of musical giants like James Brown. Rap's Caribbean counterpart can be found in the reggae rhythms and rhymes of Jamaica.
People, what we need to do is to understand each other.
The art of rapping was brought to the radio in the 1950s by disc jockeys like Jocko Henderson.
We used to say things like, E to the yock. Ho, this is Jock, and the back on the scene with the record machine saying goop bop doo. How do you do?
The boastful poetry of Muhammad Ali is in the rap tradition.
Ali swings to the left, Ali swings to the right. Look at the kid carry the fight.
I'm tired of my headphones always getting caught on the doorknob and getting tangled when I put them away.
I know that happens to me too. I wish there was some kind of Bluetooth headphones.
I think All About Tech is going to be talking about that.
So let's go check it out with your host,
Elias Mendiola.
I'm Elias Mendiola, your host. This week we're talking about the Apple AirPods. The Apple AirPods will work with other Bluetooth devices. The AirPods have a W1 chip that knows when you're talking and knows when you're listening. The AirPods can tap into Siri. When tapped into Siri, you can call, listen to your fresh beats, ask for directions. Now you can have 24-hour battery life using the charging case. Also have 5 hours of battery life on one charge, and 15 minutes of charging equals 1 hour. The AirPods provide rich, high-quality ACC audio. When you want to be heard, dual beamforming microphones filter out noises when you're calling and when you're talking to Siri. The AirPods cost $159. Let's check out a video on the Apple AirPods.
They have been made possible with the development of the new Apple-designed W1 chip. It is the first of its kind to produce intelligent, high-efficiency playback while delivering a consistent and reliable connection. Infrared sensors detect when each AirPod is in your ear, so they only play once you're ready to listen. Motion accelerometers also respond to your touch, allowing you to access Siri with a double tap. When you're speaking, voice accelerometers recognize the vibration and source of your voice. Then, working with a pair of beamforming microphones, reduce external noise.
Now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
Thanks, Elias. What's all the buzz in the studio today?
I overheard a rumor saying that Sports News has a new segment in the show.
Well, let's go see if that's true with your hosts,
Giovanni Garcia, Mark Salcevedo, and Eliseo Zamora.
Eliseo.
Just watch the show and you'll find out.
What's up, Falcons? Hey, Marcus, what are you doing? Breaking all my fresh beats. Now let's head over to the NFL. The Raiders won against the Buccaneers 30-24.
He's got it. It's still on his feet. Roberts, ball game. Raiders win.
They will play again this Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. against the Broncos on Channel 4. The Chargers lost against the Broncos 19-27. They will play against the Titans this Sunday at 1:25 p.m. 49ers had their bye. At least they didn't lose again. They will play again this Sunday at 1:05 p.m. against the Saints. The Rams had a bye week. At least they didn't make a fool of themselves again. They'll play against the Panthers this Sunday at 1:05 p.m. Now let's head over to the MLB. The Cubs won against the Indians 3-2, but the Indians still lead the series 3-2.
We found out that on Wednesday, the Cubs won Game 7 of the World Series and are now World Series champions.
Now let's head over to the new part of our show called Super Soccer.
With me, LA Galaxy won against Colorado 1-0 in Game 1. They will play Game 2 against Colorado this Sunday at 11 a.m. Real Madrid won against Alaves 4-1. They will play against Leganes this Sunday at 3 a.m. Barcelona won against Granada 1-0. They will play this Sunday against Sevilla at 11:45 a.m. America won against Santos 3-1. They will play against Atlas tomorrow at 6 p.m. Chivas won against Cruz Azul 3-2. They will play tomorrow against León at 6:06 p.m. Now let's head over to Fegro Sports with Marcus and Gio.
Football won against Sparks 38-21.
Volleyball lost against Sparks 3-2.
Now let's head back to the studio with Amber Angela
and Samantha Rodriguez.
Thanks, boys.
Yo, yo, yo.
No.
Leave me alone, I'm trying to beatbox here.
Let's go find some tips on how to beatbox, because you need them.
In College and Career Ready with your host, David Galaviz. And how rude.
First we flip, you did what? Then we dab. First we flip, you did what? Then we dab. There's a thing that some kids do.
Hey, Fair Falcons, I'm your host, Ethan Mercado. Get out.
What's up, Fairfield Falcons? I'm David Galaviz, your new host for College and Career Ready. This week, I'll be interviewing Mr. D.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you tell us what you do for a living?
David, I'm a teacher and I'm also a digital media artist.
Cut. What type of training do you have to do to become a teacher?
Well, to become a teacher, you got to have your 4-year degree, your bachelor's degree. Then you got to do your credentialing. It's another year. And then if you want to have more pay, you got to do a master's. So that's what I did. I have a master's in educational technology.
What kind of classes do you teach?
Actually, it's funny you said that. I teach 6th grade math and 6th grade science. I also teach 2 periods of media arts, 1 broadcast, and then after school I lead a STEAM club, and then in the spring we always do our spring movie project.
Did you have any other careers in mind besides being a teacher?
Wow, when I was little, I think the first job I ever really wanted to have was an astronaut. As I got older, that all changed. But actually, it's funny because teaching was never part of my list of potential jobs. But another job I wanted was a race car driver. That one obviously didn't happen either. But one other job that I actually have and I really am proud of is being a digital media artist. So what that means is that, you know, I create things like music, I create things like movies, and I create things like websites and graphics for companies that need my help. That's what.
Do you make some fresh beats on your spare time?
You know what, I do. Making music and doing fat beats, or you know, whatever we want to call them nowadays, is something I do. It's like my video games. So instead of, you know, spending countless hours on a video game system, which I also like, I still though spend a lot of my free time being creative and making a lot of music. Hip hop is obviously our theme of our show this week, and it's obviously a huge part of my life, but it's not the only type of music I make. There's a lot of different genres of music I like to create.
Bonus question time. How did hip hop influence your life, and how do you incorporate that to your teaching?
I was in about the 4th grade. One of my friends brought a tape, one of his little Walkman. I know probably you're thinking, what is a Walkman, what's a tape? But they brought me a tape and they had me listen to it. It was a tape of a group called Run DMC. So when I found that group, I found hip hop. And when I found hip hop, it was like one of my favorite things. Me and my friends used to listen to hip hop, jump around on the bed, go crazy, have fun. It was just a really exciting new type of music in the early 80s. And so I grabbed a hold of it, and it was a big part of my life moving forward. So if you had to ask me how does that play out in my classroom, what's that like? Well, we do projects like the Fat Beats project. We do Time to Bust a Rhyme, where the kids actually, after producing their own song, they then learn how to record audio, they record their voice in a professional manner, and then they produce a track that's now on SoundCloud to listen to. So if you had to say, you know, how has hip hop influenced you? Well, it's a part of our culture now. You know, I mean, back then it was radically different, but now it's everywhere. You see it in pop culture everywhere, and it's cool to bring it into our classroom because I really like it's the blending of music creation and also lyrical creation, which is poetry. So I think those two things are great to have and are excellent for our students.
Thank you for your time, student.
You got it, Debbie.
That's all for this week, Farrago Falcons.
Let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
Wait,
bye.
What? Who let him in here? I thought I put the locks on the doors.
Thanks, David. I feel fresh. Like the fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The book club was going to be showing that book. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go check it out. So I know I'm fresh. That's funny. You think you're fresh. I know I'm fresh, but enough talking about me. Let's go check out book club with your host, Alonzo Hino.
Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking, says she wanna...
I'm Alonzo No Host, your host for book club. This week I'll be reading Will Smith. This book is grade level 5.4 and is worth half a point. This is the front of the book, and this is the back. The reason I chose this book is because Will Smith is a pioneer in music. Also, he is my favorite singer and actor. Also, he won multiple Grammy Awards. Now let me read you part of this book. Will and Jeff were two of the hottest entertainers in the world, and they were only teenagers. When they came back to Philadelphia, fans, family, and even the mayor greeted them at the airport. The duo was on top of the world. See you next week, Falcons. Don't forget, just like Will Smith said, the first step is believing you can do it. That's it for this week, Falcons. Now it's back to studio with Amber and Samantha.
Thanks, Alonzo. We'll be back, Fargo.
Return after these messages.
Christian, I've noticed that you're a very good speller. Will you please spell for me brilliant?
B R L L I A N T.
Christian, that's brilliant. Great job. Have you considered being part of the spelling bee?
Not really. I don't know a lot about it. Do you know the details?
Of course, Christian. It's November 17th at 2:30 in the cafeteria. And best of all, it's free.
Cool. My mom will be able to see me spell for free.
That's great. And there'll be extra practice for you on November 7th and the 16th, so you'll be all ready for the spelling bee.
Okay, I'm convinced. I'm gonna go sign up right now. See you there.
From standing on the corners bopping to driving some of the hottest cars New Yorkers ever seen, for dropping some of the hottest verses rappers ever heard, from the dope spot with the smoke block clinging the murder scene. You know me well from nightmares of a no.
We're back. I really want to attend the Scholar Rally. However, I'm not sure what the times are.
Well, let's go to What's Up with Fargo to check out the times and more details about these important dates.
With your host, Frey Botado.
Now let's hop into this week's dates. Tuesday, November 8th is the Reichland dance performance. Maybe we'll see some fresh new dance moves by them. Wednesday, the 9th is the Scholar Rally for grades 4th through 5th. Thursday, the 10th is the Citizenship Rally for grades K through 3rd. Friday, the 11th, there is no school due to Veterans Day. That's all for this week, Falcons. So let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
Thanks, Ray. I've been looking forward to a fresh Bionica before coming to school.
Well, let's go check out Fun with Food to see if they're making this sweet treat with your host,
Yesenia Martinez.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
I'm Yesenia Martinez, your host for Fun with Food. This week we'll be making a Bionica. The ingredients you'll be needing are strawberries, banana, mangoes, grapes, vanilla yogurt, apple, and granola. The utensils you'll be needing are a cutting board, a bowl, a peeler, a knife, a fork, and a spoon. Now let's get started. But before we start, wash your hands for 30 seconds or sing your ABCs. First, peel your mango. Then cut your mango into small squares. Then peel your banana. Then cut your banana. After that, cut your apple. Then cut your strawberry into fours. Then put a spoon of yogurt inside your bowl. Then put all your ingredients inside the bowl. Then put yogurt on the top. Then add some granola. And this is the finished product.
This week we'll be having Sports News host Giovanni Garcia try a delicious snack.
I think the yogurt added a good taste to it.
Now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
Thanks, Yesenia. I've been wondering this week's weather since it's been rainy one day and sunny the next.
Well, let's go check out more details in week another with your host,
Jose Reyes.
Hey Fargo, I'm your host for Weekend Weather, Jose Reyes, and this week's theme is hip hop. Let's start off with this week's Doppler radar. Based on this week's Doppler radar information, clouds are going to be moving towards us, and they're going to bring shade and possibly a little bit of rain. Now let's head over to this week's weather forecast. Today, it's going to be sunny with a high 83 and a low 57. On Saturday, it's going to be sunny with a high 82 and a low 56. On Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high 75 and a low 55. On Monday, it's going to be sunny with a high 76 and a low 56. That's all for this week, Fair Girl. And remember, be fresh.
Thanks, Jose.
Let's go check out this week's song and song of the week with your host,
Destiny Rodriguez.
Bye, Fair Girl.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo.
I'm your host, Destiny Rodriguez. This week I'll be showing you pictures of the Storybook Parade, and I will also be giving you this week's song. This week's song is The Choice Is Yours, and it is written by Black Sheep. This song was released in 1991.
Hey Destiny, your studio is pretty fresh.
Oh yeah!
It is.
Well, that's all for this week, Falcons. Bye!
If it's alright with you, I'll rip this head joint apart. Back middle to the front, don't front. Want a good time, wanna give you what you want. Can I hear a hey? Come get it, yo. You got a hat, it's for the house. The styling is creative, Black Sheep of the native. Can be violated or even decepticated. I got brothers in the jungle, cousins on the quest. Debit-ordered uncles and P-Morris may they rest. Guess which way, what, when, how? Mr. Long Dress, Black Sheep slam now. Know you heard the others, only still the lovers. Then of course, the choice is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of that. Where's the black sheep? Here's the black sheep. Even if we wanted to, the flock cannot be weak. Watch me swing like this. Why should I swing it like that? Because in fact, on me it might not attract. Therefore I ignore, do as I feel inside. I live with me, I've got my back tonight, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Black, I'm not playing. Need to go with this and go with this without delay and see. In actuality, one day can it be? I made it look easy because it is to me. Anytime capacity was filled, tried to rock it. Anytime a honey gave us play, tried to knock it. Never was a fool, so we finished school. Never see us sweat and you'll never see us drool. Out to rock the globe while it's still here to rock. Don't punch girls and we don't punch a clock. Gotta go, see you later by the cat. And you can't beat that with a bat. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of fat. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. You can try, but then why? Cause you can't intervene. We be the outcast, down for the settle. Won't play rock, won't play the pebble. Open the door, you best believe we're sliding through it swiftly. Niftily, we can make it hip to be. What with our cause, what with be. Be the epitome, do, die, dippity. So now I dwell just to say you're plain up. Hold your cup, cause I got the container. Pass the plate up, cross the fader. Black Sheep can play like the Sony Innovator. Never the traitor, party of flater. And you can get a scoop later. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can